Hello, welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy Elizabeth, by Lacey Rice. Panic surged through me as I looked at my transformed body. My voice had changed too, now higher, and more childlike. Confusion and fear swirled inside my head as I desperately tried to make sense of what had just happened. "Why did you turn me into a little girl?" I stammered, my voice trembling. A faint, mysterious laughter seemed to echo in the room, and a soft, calming voice filled the air. "You may not understand now, but this transformation is a gift," it said. I couldn't see anyone, but the presence was unmistakable. Struggling to pull up my oversized pants, I took a deep breath and attempted to find my voice again. "A gift? But why?" The voice continued, "Sometimes, we must see the world through different eyes to truly appreciate it. You'll learn important lessons during your time as a child, and when the time is right, you'll return to your former self with a newfound wisdom." Tears welled up in my eyes as I grappled with this surreal situation. I had so many questions, and the mysterious presence offered no more answers. With a heavy heart, I realized that I had no choice but to embark on this unexpected journey into childhood. I held onto my now too big jeans. They were still men's sizes, so I knew they were not going to stay on me. But I held onto them anyways for modesty. Of course, the giant t-shirt that I was wearing was now big enough that it looked like I was wearing a dress. As I stood there in my oversized clothes, feeling like I was drowning in fabric, I couldn't help but notice how small and vulnerable I felt in this transformed body. The room I stood in was a mix of the familiar and the strange. My own possessions and belongings now appeared colossal, towering above me like giants. Gazing around, I realized that even the simplest tasks had become monumental challenges. Opening a door, reaching for a glass on the kitchen counter, and even walking without tripping over my own pants felt like feats of strength and coordination. My mind started to race, but then suddenly the world around me kind of stopped as the mind of a little girl started to form inside of me. I could feel myself stop being a grown man but now as a little girl in mind and in body. I marveled at the world with new wonder and innocence as my childlike curiosity took hold. Everything seemed larger and more vibrant, from the colorful toys scattered around the room to the sunbeams streaming in through the window, casting dancing patterns on the floor. My mind was no longer cluttered with the worries and responsibilities of adulthood, instead, it was filled with the simple joys of childhood. As I gazed at my reflection in the mirror, I couldn't help but giggle at the sight of my transformed appearance. My hair was now on cute pigtails, and my clothes, though oversized, seemed to fit the part of an 8-year-old girl. It was both surreal and fascinating to see myself in this new form. I took tentative steps around the room, adjusting to the shorter stature and lighter body. It was a strange sensation, as if I were rediscovering the world through a child's eyes, one tiny step at a time. I reached for a stuffed animal on the shelf, hugging it tightly as a sense of comfort washed over me. The mysterious presence, though unseen, remained with me, guiding my thoughts and feelings. It felt like a benevolent force, a guardian watching over me during this unexpected transformation. I had no idea how long this experience would last or what challenges lay ahead, but for the first time in a long while, I felt a sense of peace and acceptance. Suddenly a table appeared in front of me. I walked over to it slowly with a little waddle as I kept my jeans on me. On the table is a dress in my new size. Next to it is a pair of white tights and a pair of panties next to it. My new little girl mind was fascinated by the cute dress, but my ever-weakening male brain was horrified by the thought that this mysterious voice wants me to wear this. I stood there, torn between the curiosity and uncertainty that my new childlike self felt and the lingering discomfort of my adult consciousness. The presence in the room seemed to sense my internal struggle and offered no immediate answers. Taking a deep breath, I decided to embrace the experience fully. After all, I was already a child in both body and mind. With hesitant fingers, I picked up the dress and inspected it. It was a delicate, floral printed frock, the kind I imagined a young girl might wear on a sunny day. As I looked at the dress, I remembered the voice's words about seeing the world through different eyes and learning important lessons during my time as a child. Perhaps this was one of those lessons, an opportunity to let go of preconceived notions and embrace the unfamiliar. With a mixture of trepidation and curiosity, I undressed from my oversized t-shirt and pants and carefully donned the dress, followed by the white tights and panties. It was an oddly vulnerable experience, but it also felt liberating in a way. The dress was soft against my skin, and I marveled at how comfortable it was. Standing in front of the mirror once again, I couldn't help but smile at the reflection staring back at me. I looked like a typical little girl, complete with pigtails and a cute dress. The discomfort of my earlier transformation had given way to a sense of acceptance and adventure. As I twirled around in the dress, the room seemed to come alive with a sense of playfulness and wonder. The mysterious presence, which had guided me through this journey, remained ever present, offering me silent encouragement and reassurance. With newfound courage, I took a few more steps towards the unknown, ready to embrace the lessons and experiences that lay ahead in my unexpected journey into childhood. I closed my eyes, and when I opened them again, I found myself in a park. At first, I was scared about what was happening. But then my brain told me that my name is Elizabeth, and I am here with my mommy. As I looked around the park, everything felt so much bigger and more vibrant than I remembered. The world had transformed into a playground of wonder and possibilities, and I was no longer burdened by the worries of adulthood. I glanced up and saw a woman who appeared to be in her late 20s, smiling down at me with warmth and affection. She had kind eyes and a reassuring presence that instantly put me at ease. "Mommy," my childlike voice chimed in, recognizing the woman as the one who had brought me to the park. With a heart filled with trust and innocence, I took my new mother's hand, and we began to explore the park together. The world was a canvas of colors, and every sound, from the laughter of children to the chirping of birds, was a melody of delight. I felt a sense of freedom and joy as we played on the swings, giggled while spinning on the merry-go-round, and fed breadcrumbs to the ducks in the pond. It was a carefree day of simple pleasures, and I reveled in the experience of being a child once more. Throughout the day, my new mother, who I affectionately referred to as Mommy, shared stories, taught me new games, and patiently answered my endless questions. She was the epitome of love and nurturing, and I felt a deep bond growing between us. As the sun began to set, we sat together on a park bench, watching the colors of the sky change from blue to shades of pink and orange. "Mommy, why is the sky so pretty?" I asked, my childlike wonder evident in my voice. She smiled and pulled me closer. "It's because the world is full of beautiful things, Elizabeth," she said gently. "And sometimes, it's important to stop and appreciate the beauty all around us." I nodded, understanding her words on a profound level. The mysterious voice's message about seeing the world through different eyes and learning important lessons as a child echoed in my mind. I was beginning to grasp the wisdom in those words, and it filled me with a sense of gratitude for this unique experience. As the day came to an end, my new mother and I made our way back home. I felt a sense of contentment and belonging, knowing that I was loved and cared for in this new life as a little girl named Elizabeth.